We are kicking off today with a new Seth Rollins update, as ever since news broke about him being injured, there's been a level of suspicion from WWE fans about the legitimacy of his injury. Now Becky Lynch has added more fuel to the fire. Her recent actions have cast fresh doubt among those trying to determine if Rollins is truly hurt or simply working the audience. Lynch shared some highlights from her life in recent times with the caption "Intercontinental Summer," and one of the videos saw Rollins going down a sidewalk on crutches with their daughter Rue. Rollins was seen sporting a large knee brace in the video while using crutches effortlessly in what is a wholesome family video despite the circumstances. The post has left fans even more puzzled, particularly after Dave Meltzer claimed that the injury was a scripted angle all along, carefully planned as part of WWE's ongoing storyline. Meltzer reported that the original plan was to stage an injury angle at Saturday night's main event, creating the illusion that Rollins was legitimately sidelined. The idea was to set up a shocking return, with Rollins cashing in his Money in the Bank contract on the winner of Gunther vs. CM Punk at SummerSlam. It seemed to make sense given Rollins' long-term issue with Punk, as seeing him snatch the title away from him immediately would be poetic in many ways. Of course, WWE creative leaks coming from Meltzer do need to be taken with a pinch of salt, so there is a chance that the report was false to begin with. Meltzer also stated that WWE has locked in this idea and suggested that those who took Becky Lynch's Instagram post as confirmation of Seth Rollins being genuinely injured might want to reconsider. This could very well be another calculated move in WWE's effort to keep fans guessing. Speaking of Punk, while he might need to have eyes in the back of his head to deal with Rollins, he is very much looking forward to who the future of WWE is. According to Corey Hayes of PW Nexus and Bodyslam.net, Punk was backstage at the NXT Live event in Tampa, Florida this past Saturday, July 19th. The WWE superstar was in town as part of his commentary role for Cage Fury Fighting Championships and opted to stick around to show his support for the young wrestlers. Punk has often appeared at NXT shows since returning to WWE, serving as a sounding board for the younger talent to make improvements for the future. Moving on, today's video will contain several spoilers from TNA's Slammiversary. What's coming up next contains major details, so consider this your official spoiler warning for the day. The partnership between WWE and TNA Wrestling finally delivered the moment long-term TNA fans have been hoping for, which is the return of AJ Styles. The special moment happened after Leon Slater became the youngest X Division champion in history, with his celebration being cut short as Styles' old TNA music began to play. Styles received a massive ovation from the fans as he hit the ring to hug Slater, putting the up-and-coming star over in the process, before asking the fans if they'd missed him. Styles addressed the fact that there'd been rumors claiming he couldn't return before stating the lights are brighter, the fans are louder, and TNA's talent is better than ever. The WWE superstar then focused specifically on Slater, telling him he'd earned that moment as he thanked him for putting on an incredible match, yet the TNA fans focused on Styles, screaming one more match at him. Styles then said it's time to make his legacy, which seemed like a potential hint for the immediate future, perhaps giving a sign that he didn't just return for a blast of nostalgia. What's next for AJ Styles? That's the big question. He's already a lock for the WWE Hall of Fame, but after this, fans are wondering, could we really see him wrestle in a TNA ring again before he hangs up his boots? Back to WWE now, and there has been very little news regarding one of Styles' former rivals, Brock Lesnar, following the fallout from him being named in the Janelle Grant lawsuit. A new interview Daniel Cormier gave to Demetrius Johnson has provided more information on this though, as he claimed that Lesnar has been banned by TKO. I mean, Brock's on a banned list right now. Brock get into so much trouble. I ain't telling you on air what Brock did. Brock is in so much trouble. It's an interesting update, as there's a chance he was speaking generally, but Lesnar might be out right now rather than being on an official banned list, if one even exists. However, it does track with the news that people are aware of when it comes to Lesnar and his long-term future with the company. The topic came up as Cormier fighting Lesnar had been penciled in back in 2018 after Brock had confronted him inside the octagon, but those plans never materialized. It's unlikely Lesnar will be competing again anytime soon, either in an octagon or a WWE ring, especially if TKO has banned him. Do you think Lesnar has been officially banned by TKO, and do you believe he'll ever return to WWE in some capacity? Let us know in the comments. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Speaking of TKO, the company recently introduced a new severance policy for all WWE employees, which has left them fearing potential layoffs in the future. TKO ended the severance package that gave employees 1 month of severance pay for every year they'd worked for the company, but they will now follow TKO Group's policy instead. That offers just 2 weeks of severance pay per year of employment, with limits based on the employee's management level within the company. This decision came at a time when both WWE and UFC are undergoing structural changes, with cost-cutting measures being a common occurrence during any corporate restructuring. According to Fightful Select, the reaction to these changes is one of absolute disgust, with many employees who have been under contract for fewer than 5 years being particularly frustrated. Some staff members believe TKO is preparing for possible layoffs, with this being a method of saving money in that instance, with morale taking a major hit. Do you think TKO's new severance policy is a warning sign of looming layoffs, or just part of standard corporate restructuring? Sound off in the comments. We have some Roman Reigns news now, as OTC1 has put an end to the baby rumors with the same dominance he shows in the ring. Speculation began during a WrestleVotes Q&A where Joe Lowry casually claimed that Reigns had welcomed a 6th child, but the tribal chief wasn't having it. In a sharp TikTok response, Reigns made it clear he's a father of 5, and that's where it ends. He shut down the chatter with a blunt message saying he's 5 and done and has done his job. Reigns even joked about the chaos at home since school let out, making it clear he's fully in dad mode, but not looking to expand the bloodline any further. Now back on WWE programming, Reigns is ready for action inside the ring, just don't expect any baby announcements coming with it. Back to Slammiversary now, and WWE's partnership with TNA continued in the main event, which saw Trick Williams successfully defend the TNA World title, but it wasn't without its controversy. Williams ended up faking a knee injury outside the ring, while Mike Santana and Joe Hendry competed toward the end of the match, trading big shots while the champion watched on. Yet when Santana nailed Hendry with 2 spin-to-block lariats to seemingly win the title, Williams reappeared as if nothing was wrong, throwing Santana out of the ring to steal the victory. Meanwhile, on SmackDown last week, a major talking point arose from the car crash segment, which featured a mystery woman arguing with Tonga Loa, and her identity has now been revealed. It was none other than Alejandra Quintanilla, who is an independent wrestler from the Texas territory who has worked for the likes of AEW and ROH over the years. This was also her second appearance on WWE television, so it remains to be seen whether the company will look to sign her on a more permanent basis in the future. One man who has been off television for several months is Kevin Owens, who is currently out of action due to a serious neck injury, and a new update has been provided on his status. It's been confirmed that KO finally underwent neck surgery on July 18th, and fortunately it was reportedly a success, which is a major step in the right direction for his eventual return. Fightful Select had previously reported that Owens was expected to miss not only this year's WrestleMania but also next year's, with WWE being aware that this was a long-term problem. There is no official timescale for Owens' return due to the severity of the issue, and much of it will depend on how he feels throughout his recovery. There's also a chance that KO will never be able to get back into the ring to compete, which is a harsh reality that fans must accept. The possibility of Owens never wrestling again is disappointing, but it's not the only thing that stinks within WWE. That's due to Rhea Ripley busting out the iconic stink face this past weekend at a live event. Ripley was teaming up with Io Sky to face Nia Jax and Naomi, with the babyfaces picking up a win on the night, but it was the memorable stink face spot that people were left talking about. Mommy delivered the move to Jax in the corner, but that wasn't the end, as Sky herself opted to hit the move as well, with this clip instantly trending online. Ripley has gone viral using Rikishi's memorable move several times now, but she's yet to deliver it on television, which fans are patiently waiting for. At the same live event, Gunther and Penta competed for the World Heavyweight title, with the former AEW star ultimately losing his match shockingly. The luchador had attempted a springboard attack when the ring general countered with a chop before he pulled Penta's mask off, exposing his forehead slightly. Penta then focused on concealing his identity and ensuring nobody saw him, which allowed Gunther to roll him up and retain his title. It was a unique finish to the match that showcased a great deal of creativity, and it ultimately went viral as fans attempted to catch a glimpse of Penta's real identity. Did WWE make the right decision by almost exposing Penta's identity for a live event match, or would you have preferred not to see this? Let us know in the comments. Back to Slammiversary now, and it was a bad night for Tessa Blanchard on multiple levels, as she was defeated in her attempt to defeat Indi Hartwell, which led to her snapping after the bell. Blanchard attacked the former WWE superstar post-match and also laid her hands on TNA interviewer Gia Miller in what was a truly shocking moment of violence that people weren't expecting. She was then shown backstage being confronted by Santino Marella, who opted to remove her from the building, with security being shown throwing her out. It was also a negative night for Blanchard on a more personal level, as the TNA audience live at the UBS Arena proved that they still haven't forgiven Blanchard for her past, as they chanted "she's a racist" at her. Slammiversary also saw Matt Cardona, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, and JDC defeat Dark State in what proved to be a strong 8-man tag team match. Another moment featuring a former WWE superstar occurred during the Countdown show, as a promotional video for Invicta FC, an all-women's MMA promotion, was aired. The video featured Shayna Baszler, who spoke about her connection to the promotion, saying, "I've always carried that time with me." The show also saw former NXT star Bull James backstage, while ex-AEW and MLW performer AJ Nduka was also spotted, though it's unknown if they were visiting friends or setting up a future appearance. Former TNA star Deonna Purrazzo was also backstage, although she was just there to support her husband, Steve Macklin. Another moment that featured a WWE feel came after the Hardys won the TNA World Tag Team titles in an epic ladder war match that featured the Nemeths, the Rascals, and First Class. It was the ladder match veterans who came out on top, but it was what happened after it was all over that truly got people talking, as Bubba Ray Dudley made his surprise appearance. He wasn't just around to congratulate the Hardys either, as the stage ended up being set for an epic tag team match between them and Team 3D at Bound for Glory, as these teams look to add one more chapter to their rivalry. Unfortunately, it wasn't all good news from Slammiversary, as the company revealed that Elijah and Trey Miguel are both on the sidelines due to respective injuries. Elijah tore his triceps during a match on the June 17th episode of NXT, and he has since undergone surgery. TNA confirmed that he'll be out of action for 6 to 8 months as he rehabilitates it. Meanwhile, Miguel was initially set to participate in the ladder war and then undergo surgery, but he ultimately had to be pulled from the match due to a hernia. Myron Reed stepped into his place for that match, and there's no word on how long Miguel is going to be on the sidelines for. It's two major blows to TNA's roster due to the quality and experience that both men provide, but it's also a sign of how deep the roster is right now that Slammiversary wasn't negatively impacted by either man being missing. The focus for TNA will now shift toward Bound for Glory, which is one of their other biggest shows of the year, and it appears that Massachusetts is going to be the lucky state to host it. PW Insider reported that the plan is for Bound for Glory to take place on October 12th, with Fightful Select adding that the location should be confirmed sooner rather than later, with Lowell being the frontrunner, details which the company confirmed during the Slammiversary broadcast. WWE's partnership with TNA might have opened up a lot of opportunities for wrestlers, but it's something that Eddie Thorpe had no intention of taking, as he parted ways with the company back in May. Thorpe had requested his own release, and when speaking with WrestleRap, he revealed that everything fell apart around WrestleMania 41 weekend. Thorpe had requested to speak with Shawn Michaels in the build-up to that weekend when he learned WWE had nothing lined up for him, not even a meet and greet. He also felt WWE would give wrestlers some momentum and then pull them from TV to kill it, which he didn't like, even though he admitted it was part of the business. He also asked if he could DJ some small after parties during WrestleMania weekend, which he would do for free under a different name, and Michaels didn't have an issue. Unfortunately for him, WWE management did. They messaged him to say no, which upset him because of how he was treated when he DJ'd on television. Thorpe had felt that the entire situation was uncalled for and was one of the worst things he had gone through. What are your thoughts on Eddie Thorpe's experience in WWE? Sound off in the comments. In unfortunate New Japan news, Gabe Kidd's G1 Climax run came to an abrupt and sudden detour due to an injury. On night 2 of NJPW's G1 Climax, Kidd entered the ring on crutches and confirmed he's dealing with a hyperextended knee as he forfeited his match against Zack Sabre Jr. The injury took place during his opening round match on July 19th against Konosuke Takeshita, where Kidd ended up being choked out. Despite the injury, Kidd will remain in the tournament, although the injury has come at a terrible time given that every match counts, as missing just one could ruin a wrestler's chance of winning it. Bryan Danielson may have recently returned to AEW, but he is continuing to prepare for life after wrestling, and that includes giving back to people in a totally different way. During an appearance at StarCast Texas, Danielson revealed that he just got his wilderness first aid certification. However, that's just part of his ultimate goal, as he confirmed that he's training to be a volunteer firefighter. Elsewhere, a WWE superstar debuted a brand new gimmick at a recent NXT live event, and we have all the details. This is your spoiler warning. If you don't want to know, skip ahead. Ridge Holland debuted a totally new gimmick at the July 19th event, as the former Brawling Brute appeared and worked under the nickname of the Steam Pig. The appearance featured an updated ring gear, a custom logo, and even a headband, as Holland seems to be undergoing a massive transformation. Up next is some major news on AEW's latest signing Thekla and the extreme lengths the company went to in a bid to sign her. That was due to the controversial way she departed Stardom earlier this year. On July 19th, Tony Khan confirmed that Theksla's probation period had now ended, which validated her AEW deal. Khan revealed that due to her attack on Stardom's president, he had placed her on a 45-day probation before validating the deal, but that's now over as she's officially All Elite. We are ending today with WWE as Adam Pearce opted to rickroll the WWE Universe in his latest video, as the Raw General Manager showcased his funny side. Pearce shared a video on social media that started emotionally and appeared to be leading to him announcing his release. However, fans needn't worry about his future, as it was a fake announcement that led to him rickrolling people in the end.